Okay, hello, check mic. Check mic. Check. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of Easy Data Science. And this is where we're going to be actually learning a little bit more about the real difference between Python and R programming language for data science. Now here's an article from DataCamp, which is a well-known website that you can learn a lot of tutorials, learn a little about some useful tricks or features that could be useful in your day-to-day work. Anyways, let's get back on task, which is Python versus R. Now here is just more saying if depending on the two, really depends on, which program do you feel you're more comfortable with. And really, if you're in a program at school or if you are not, it doesn't really matter which program, but if you are working with other people, it's probably better to start off with whatever programming language they're working with. But Python was originally used as a programming language for software development. It was actually able to be used with Java and C++ so that you can use, let's say, different programs that someone else built, tools that can be used in your own program and be able to transition them to be working together. But in R, it was one that usually it's people who had no computer programming background or anything of that nature find that R is very easy to use because they use a lot of logic that makes sense instead of programming logic that might make sense if you were a major in software development or if you were always tinkering with computer code. But it is really not too hard to learn both programs because sometimes you are able to use Python for one aspect of the project you're working with, while with R, you're able to use another aspect. Actually, you're able to use that program to find another aspect that wasn't able to be done in Python. So it's something that, at the moment, most companies, they'll ask you if you learned how to use Python because that is one that's kind of more common knowledge for most. But it also goes down to what type of projects do you think you'll see yourself working on. For Python, it really does well when it comes to a lot of deep learning or machine learning type of problems that you're trying to solve. As for R, is more of a traditional statistical background or maybe making predictive models. Those usually come up pretty good, or actually creating data visualizations or interactive data visualizations of making maps where people can scan out looking for off the mind would be like how many cases of COVID have been in their area and the amounts of people over the rate of time. So there's both of these have a lot of give and take and a lot of other ones. But more importantly, it all has to do with what do you feel more comfortable with. And that, could boil down to, just choosing one that you feel that you are able to kind of pick up and run with it. That can only just be said about how you want to use or what type of projects you want to be doing in the future. Like I mentioned, Python is widely asked upon about into the day-to-day operations of most companies, while R is more seen as doing research or working on maybe, on the edge type of techniques and technologies of like mentioning with machine learning. All right, everybody. Hope you had a good week. See you next time.